Good evening, YouTube. RepoMan64. I've been working on this and inspired by several channels. Cornerstone Redemption just came out with a new date. I will never fault him for his other date because he's diligently trying to figure this out. We all are. There are some real pioneers in this study that have been doing this for years, and I tag along on their coattails to try to add my little twist to it or my part to it. It's very important that we watch and that we seek because the Bible commands us to. We are supposed to watch and seek. I've been doing it, as you can see, by graphs on my wall. I still keep them up there. They were wrong, but I still keep them up there to remind me that there's nothing wrong in watching. Anytime you see me put up a rapture date, I'll put a question mark because I'm not 100% sure. But the Sword of God, Charles over the Sword of God, has come up with a date that he's pretty confident about, and I've talked to him several times, and it's looking pretty good. So what I wanted to do was to throw my little twist in there, which is what I do. I was working on this tonight because of Cornerstone's video we put up, and Charles's, or it's the Sword of God, his video that he put up actually a while ago, and I saw a pattern. I see a pattern here. We're all going to see it. I think that we're all going to very well see it. God said the day will overtake you if you don't watch, but if you're watching, it won't. You know, what is that, Revelation 3:3, I believe? If you watch, it won't overtake you as a thief. So it won't be a surprise to you. You'll know the date, and you'll be outside looking up. I wanted to show you this little thing that I made real quick. Let's see how to do this. Okay. I don't know if I can turn the phone or not, but yeah, I don't know if I turn the phone, I don't think you'll be able to see it. And it might be, it doesn't look so good here, but maybe on your television it's bigger. But as you can see, and I'll teach you on this right now. There. All right. I'm going to leave my glasses on this time. I misread stuff and I can't see. But I look cooler without glasses. Terrible joke. Okay, so the problem I see with some of these guys that are researching this stuff, and what I see Charles has actually done, I keep saying Charles, it's the Sword of God. What he's actually done is not only, now when you read the Bible and you're in Revelations and you see all of these 1,260 days, 1,290 days, 1335, 3.5 years, 3.5 years, 2520, 2550, you don't know what it all means. There's a lot of stuff going on, a whole bunch of stuff. And no, it doesn't fit in 7 years. They have discovered, the Sword of God has discovered that it's 14 years. It doesn't fit in 7 years. All these things that have to happen doesn't fit. So, as you can see from the beginning of the paper I just showed you, that there was a Passover blood moon that happened on April 15th in the year 2014. Now I'm gonna advise you to go watch the Sword of God again, like I said, because he's got the dates. I just did this myself, and here's the thing: if I can do this, anybody can. Sit down and do the math yourself. Look up when the blood moon was. Look up when the Revelation 12 sign was. You can do that on your own. You don't need anybody. But I can tell you this: out of all the videos I've made, I don't know, 30 videos, 20 videos, I don't even know. I've made quite a few. And out of all the videos I've made, the video where I posted a date that I thought it might be, which was March 6th, with a question mark because I wasn't sure, and that was Cornerstone Redemptions, and that was a while ago that I posted that. And then again, April the 4th, I posted, because that's what the Sword of God said. So I went in and did a little studying myself, and if I can do it, anybody can. Trust me, anybody can do this. So let me go back to the graph that I made, or to the timeline. I love timelines. I make them all the time. So here we go. Passover blood moon, April 15th, 2014. 14. If you count 1,260 days from that, you come to the Revelation 12 sign, which did happen on September 23rd, 2017. If you will count 1,290 more days, you will come to the escape of the bride. This is where the tribulation begins. This is the 7-year tribulation the Bible speaks about in Revelations. I personally believe, and I've been saying this for a long time, the burden of Damascus. Something is going to happen. Now, I thought that something was going to happen probably on March 28th, giving us a 7-day warning, just like God gave Noah a 7-day warning. But then this guy, Norman LaBelle, sent me a whole thing on the burden of Damascus, and he might be right. It might be a 3-day warning, which is totally possible. So we're looking for something. And if you're in Damascus, if you're watching this and you're in Damascus, you need to get out. It's not going to be pretty what's about to happen. But the burden of Damascus is going to happen either March 28th or sometime to March 31st. That would be 7 to 3 days before the rapture. We're calling the rapture, or I'm believing the sword of God, and I see it on April the 4th. If you count 1,290 days from the Revelation 12 sign, you come up to April the 4th of 2021. I think a lot of those numbers that we saw, 1,260, 1,290, 33.5, 3.5, they were all actually separated. They weren't overlapping. He wasn't just talking about a segment in time over and over again. He was actually telling us many segments in time. How do we know this? Because it is a 14-year tribulation. A lot of you don't want to hear that, but it is. It doesn't affect you. If you're the rapture, if you escape as the bride and go up to heaven here on April the 4th, fantastic. If you're a little more hard-headed and don't watch and don't believe that you should know and you're a Matthew group or a Mark group, you're going to go through 7 years of tribulation. It's going to be rough, but I bet you drop to your knees then and realize you just missed something and you don't want to miss it again. It's not the end. Get scared, but it's not the end. You still have time because there's going to be a rapture, a great number which no man can count, of the tribulation saints, and it's going to happen. I don't know exactly. I put May 14th on there of 2028 because that's exactly the 80 years from when Israel became a nation. I could be. At this point. I'm speculating. Everything else, I know when the Revelation 12 sign happened. I know when the blood moon happened on April 15th. I believe the rapture is going to be April the 4th. I'm going to let the professionals, the people that know this better than I do, put up their videos and teach you better than I can, but I believe they're accurate. So I'm calling for the rapture of the tribulation saints to be May 14th of 2028. That's the 80 years. 70 years, 80. And I think the 70 years had something to do with Jerusalem becoming the capital in 1950, and then we have time to count after that as well. There's so much here. And here's the thing. It's not just going to be the sword of God that's going to figure this out, or Cornerstone Redemption. It's not going to be just them. It's going to come from T. Renshaw with her gematria. It's going to come from Watchwoman 65 from her, and Chad over at the Watchman on the Wall 88 from watching all of the news and everything that's just popping up. Do you know that we've had I think they said, maybe I'm wrong, but 2,000 or 20,000 earthquakes in the last few days or something? I'm in Florida. If there's an earthquake here, we're just thinking. We're on sandbar, so we're done. But all these people, and I could just name so many of them. Got a minute. He just came out with 40 reasons why you shouldn't say that you can't know the date of the end of the world. It's very good. You should go watch that video. Everybody on here is contributing to the saints. We're contributing to the saints. I'd like to think I'm contributing a little bit something myself. We're contributing to it because we have been called. I have prayed, and I want you to be called. I want you to pray. Get your anointing oil and pray over it. And I don't care how bad of a person you are or how dirty you are, when you pray over this, it's Jesus that does the sanctification of this oil, not you. So don't even worry about that. Pray over it, and it'll be sanctified. This oil right here is the most sanctified oil on the face of the earth because I asked Jesus to clean it. So believe that. And as a matter of fact, the Sword of God, again, is going to hold a anointing oil and baptism thing here very soon. And you don't want to miss it. So anyway, May 14, 2028, we're going to go on 7 more years. I know, but you're not going to be here. If you're watching this video, the people that aren't watching these videos, like I said before, I put a date on there. I have over 1,300 hits. I'm a little guy with a little channel, not a lot of followers. 1,300 hits. You know why? Because people around the world are searching for this date. They want to know the date. They want to believe. They are Christians. They are the bride, and they are going to escape. And I don't default or begrudge anyone for attempting to give a date in the past, because I don't know how many people went to their knees, prayed for God to come into their heart and save them, and it changed their lives. And so now, if you set a date and you lied just because you felt like, I don't know even know why, maybe like I don't ask for money here, but maybe you just want more subs or something, you just set a date, you'll pay for that, because that's wrong. We want to give people genuine hope for a genuine date that to us appears to be genuine. We really want to get to it. All of us really want to get to it. Therefore, we shouldn't scoff. Be careful. You'll fulfill that prophecy. Don't scoff. We're trying. These people are all trying, and I love all these people who are desperately trying. I watch all of them, too, just like you do. I watch all of them. I've got probably over 50 people I follow on YouTube, and I watch them all to try to see if somebody's got a new kernel of information, a new, granular of something that I can see and apply to this, like I did today. Anyway, I will ramble on. So anyway, May 14, 2028, is that the rapture of the saints? I don't know. It might be. But if you go another 7 years to the millennium, the people that make it won't be many, but it'll be a few, and they will have refused the mark. They will see the first escape, then they'll see the monster rapture that happens. It's huge. It's a number that no man can count. It's monstrous. All these people are just going to be, poof, disappearing everywhere. And all the graves will be thrown up, bam, and just it's going to be a crazy day. And it's going to be a wonderful day. It's going to be a huge celebration in heaven on that day. But they still have 7 more years. Why do they have 7 more years? Why are we going 7 more years? Well, Jacob, Leah, and Rachel. Jacob, Leah, and Rachel. They went, he worked for 7 years, didn't even feel it. And then he got Rachel. She's the bride. She's the one that escapes. I don't even know. Maybe I should go back 7 years from before. Well, I guess you can. If the escaped bride is on April the 4th, you go back 7 years. You have a Passover blood moon. So maybe that's the 7 years he worked. But then he gets Rachel after 7 days, and then he works another 7 years. And this is no fun. He's not enjoying this because he wanted Rachel in the first place, but he gets Leah. Now he has Rachel. She stays barren for a while, but then finally has, I forget how many sons. I don't know. I don't even want to guess because I'm going to be wrong. And then what happens? It's not over with yet. There's another 7 years or 6 years for the cattle. So a total of 20 years. And I put it up here. When I count it for the 6 years, I come to 2034. And what's so cool about 2034 is, if I remember correctly, didn't Jesus go to the cross in 34 AD? I don't remember. Now I'm not going to find it. Didn't Jesus go to the cross? No, I don't have it on that one. I think, yeah, I'm not going to find it. When did Jesus go to the cross? April. It says April 4th. It says, I can't read it. It's either 33 AD or 34 AD. I scribbled it out a couple times because I've heard this piece of information or that piece of information. So at any rate, isn't that kind of cool how Jesus said 2 days, and then, you know, on the third day I come back. So maybe it is 33, and then he comes back in 34, which is exactly 2001 year, because of that one extra day, you know. So anyway, the reason for my videos is not because I'm so knowledgeable on this stuff. It's because I really want you to go to a quiet place by yourself. You've heard me say this probably on almost every video. Go by yourself to a quiet room. Nobody needs to know. You don't need to tell anybody. You don't need to write the date down, and just accept Jesus into your heart and follow all this stuff. And keep an open mind. You really want to keep an open mind when you're following all this stuff, because it's a lot of stuff. You know, I'm overwhelmed, and I've been looking for this stuff for over 30 years, so this is great. I hope it is April 4th. Isn't that exciting? I can hardly wait, you know. So anyway, YouTube, thank you for listening to me again, and I will be back on here if I get any more information, and if I can maybe fix this timeline or hone it down, make it look better. So anyway, exciting. We have like 3 weeks. Tell everyone. I'm going to just name it April 4th, Rapture Day. Then we're going to go watch The Sword of God and see how he got to that date, which I mean, these things I put down before the date are pretty exact. So, all right, Repo Man 64, have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time.